There is a neighborhood on the peninsula where 300 families sit on half-acre lots in one of the best school districts in California, and fewer than 7 of them sell in any given year. 2% annual turnover. That is not a housing market. That is a wait list with oak trees. Stay until the end because I am going to break down the exact buyer strategy that the MLS data says actually works in a market with near zero inventory. Menlo Oaks is an unincorporated pocket of about 300 homes in San Mateo County, bordering Atherton. If you know Atherton, you know the profile. Large lots, mature trees, estate-level privacy. Menlo Oaks shares that DNA at a fundamentally different price point. The streets have almost no sidewalks, a thick canopy of old oaks, and the neighborhood feel that leans closer to rural than suburban. Schools feed into the Menlo Park City Elementary District. Laurel Elementary rates 10 out of 10 on great schools, and Caltrain gets you to San Francisco in about 45 minutes or San Jose in about 30. The value proposition is not walkability. It is space, trees, and a top school district on a half-acre lot. But what makes this video interesting is what happens when one of these homes finally comes up for sale. If you prefer real estate content that leads with MLS data instead of drone footage and adjectives, hit like. It tells us to keep building these. Over the past 25 months, exactly 13 properties listed for sale in all of Menlo Oaks. 13 out of 300 households. That is about 6 to 7 listings per year, or roughly 2.1% annual turnover. As of our reference date, the number of active listings was 0. Not low, 0. In most quarters, a buyer might see one option. Some quarters, nothing at all. 11 of those 13 listings closed. The 2 that failed were both pulled after sitting longer than a month. This is a market where there is no such thing as browsing. You are either positioned before the listing hits or you are reading about someone else's closing. We do this kind of property level analysis for communities across the peninsula and Silicon Valley. Subscribe so the next one lands in your feed instead of someone else's. Now here is where it gets interesting for anyone who thinks about real estate the way you think about any other asset. Of the 13 listings, 46% were homes built after 2000. 0 were from 1970 to 2000. The entire middle generation has been erased and replaced. 3 of the 7 pre-1970 listings were explicitly marketed with language like "the value is in the land" or "come to live, remodel, or build new." The price data confirms the thesis. Older ranch homes on half-acre lots traded between 3.5 and 5.2 million. Custom builds on comparable lots traded between 7.3 and 9.4 million. That is a $3 to $5 million gap in created value. You are not buying a house. You are buying an option on one of the most constrained land markets on the peninsula. Genuine question. If you had a half-acre lot in a top peninsula school district, would you remodel the existing ranch or go full teardown and build custom? Drop it in the comments. But here is the part that changes your offer strategy. Of 10 closed sales, excluding 1 under construction anomaly, 5 sold above asking, 1 at asking, and 4 below. That is not the seller's paradise you might expect. The split depends entirely on what you are buying. Land opportunity listings under 5 million moved in 7 to 14 days and attracted aggressive bidding. 1060 Colby Avenue, a 1957 ranch on half an acre, sold 18.8% above ask. 521 Entrada Way, a 1940 home on a cul-de-sac, went 25.2% over. Meanwhile, 2 listings priced above 6.5 million failed entirely and were pulled from the market. 1 sat for 76 days. In a neighborhood where the typical sale closes in 8, 76 days is not patience. It is the market writing a rejection letter in slow motion. In a market where 6 homes list per year and the best ones draw above ask offers before most buyers finish their first drive-by, you cannot rely on Zillow alerts and hope for the best. At Big Data Realty, our team of trusted realtors specializes in exactly this. Ultra-low inventory markets where the deal is won or lost before the open house. Every conversation starts with the same analytics you just watched. The link to reach us is in the description. Here is what a smart buyer does with everything you just heard. Stop waiting for the perfect listing to appear on your screen. With 2% annual turnover, your window is 2 to 3 options per year, and the best ones close in under 2 weeks. Target the pre-1970 ranch homes on large lots priced between 3.5 and 5 million. You are buying land, not a kitchen. Build your offer strategy around the data. Compete above ask, have proof of funds ready on day one, and move within days. The payoff is a half-acre lot in a top school district with the optionality to build a $7 to $9 million custom estate. That is the play. 300 families, half-acre lots, mature oaks, some of the most valuable residential land between San Francisco and San Jose, and almost none of them ever sell. If you know what that means, you know what to do next. Thanks for watching.